Hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot Live. How is everybody this fine Friday? It is Friday. And if I lean more this way, we don't have the lighting situation unless I do this. Magical. Not really. How is everybody? Yeah, made it. Saved by the bell. Saved by the bell. Had to run to. It was Boston's last day of the computer camp, so we had to go to the ice cream social that they have right at the end, and that was fun. And that started at 4, but we hung out, and my husband actually talked to a few of the guys that were putting it on because they are teachers now at the college, and Ryan took that program way back in 2003, 2004. So they chit-chatted for a while, and I'm like kind of doing this, like not in a mean way, but like internally I'm like, we gotta go. So yeah, dinner was a bit delayed, and I'm like, instead of stressing the heck out or coming to the live stream without eating dinner, because I was super hungry already tonight, I'm like, let me just push it back about 15 minutes. And then I changed my mind a little bit after we got home, and he's like, yeah, dinner, because he was making dinner tonight. It's like, dinner's still not ready. So I'm like, let me push it back another 10 minutes. So we are meeting a bit late tonight, but that's all right. Hopefully it's okay with you guys. I just wanted to make sure everybody's fed and comfortable and where they need to be for the night, me included. So here we are. We are going to be doing a one card pull for everybody who's here, which is all of 2 people pretty much right now. Last week we actually had quite a full house. I was very shocked for a Friday night. I don't recall that I had ever gone live on a Friday night until last week, and it went well. We were here like almost 3 hours or around 3 hours last Friday, which was really cool. I'm not anticipating that it'll be the same tonight. You just never know. From week to week, you just never know what people have going on. But at the very least, I wanted to show up and give you guys a free one card pull, those of you that are here. And we don't have any donations yet, but if we get them, of course, we will jump right into those after the one card pull section. And of course, don't go anywhere. Hey, if it only just remains 2 or 3 people, you have a very good chance at winning tonight's giveaway. And of course, we have our drawing as well. So lots of fun stuff planned. Hello, AJ. Hello, John. Welcome, everybody. Yeah, so if you're here, let us know. I usually wait till about the 5-minute mark, and it's kind of funny because I was talking. It's told me I was live, so I started talking, and then all of a sudden it finally started counting, like, okay, now we're live, even though I've been talking for a minute or two. So I feel like I've been talking for a while already, even though it's only been for you guys about 2 minutes and 36 seconds or so. I never know what YouTube's doing, so I just try to keep up. That's all I can do over here. But yes, I hope everybody's having a happy Friday. I'm gonna just tuck that little guy back there because it's just annoying me with the fan going. All right, so we'll give it a few minutes, let a few more people come in, and then we will get down to business with a free one card pull. Hello, Banana Anna S. Welcome. Yeah, my hair's doing whatever it's doing. It's still kind of wet, so, and then I kind of pulled it back before it was fully dry, so it's kind of got a thing going on. So I don't even know. I'm wondering if this is just gonna, I think this is just gonna annoy me the whole time. So we'll just tuck that back in there. How is everybody? Hi, Linda. Hello. All right, I think it's this side that's kind of, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird staring right at yourself and having a conversation with yourself, even though you know other people are here. It's kind of weird, to be honest. I'm still not used to it after all these years. All right, so we might as well just get started. You know, we're about 3 minutes and 51 seconds in. Yeah, did everybody have a good summer solstice? And I guess it was a full moon yesterday. Well, I didn't know that until after the fact, but I saw it. Was looking at me. Like, quit looking at me, bro. I'm not playing by your game, by your rules anymore. Yeah, basically what the moon now is an egregore, meaning it only has an energy, or this energy still has this pull on people because people believe that it does. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That's where I'm at with the moon. Hi, Marlene. Welcome. Trying to think if there's anything else we were going to talk about. Oh, I watched a really interesting video the other day. I think it was yesterday, yeah. And I'd known a lot of this about this stuff before. We were talking about the World's Fairs and the incubator babies and stuff, but this one was really, there was a picture of, I want to say it was San Francisco in 18 whatever, or maybe it was 18 something. And then like years and years and years later, they allegedly built certain parts for a World's Fair. So wherever the World's Fair was, and I don't even remember, I could probably send you guys a video and you could see it. But it's funny because supposedly this building was built specifically for the World's Fair, and then of course they dismantled most, if not all, of the buildings they built for the World's Fair. No, if you ask me, they were already there, and then they just took pictures of them in various states of actually dismantling it rather than building it. See what they did there? Kind of a reverse engineering thing. But the funny thing was, this picture that predates the World's Fair and all that, if you look way out in the distance where this World's Fair allegedly was, you can actually see the big like steeple top part of that building already there, like years and years and years and years before the World's Fair. So like, fool us once, shame on us. Fool us twice. That's all our history is a bunch of lies and made up fantasies and fairy tales. Not to say that all history is a lie. I'm sure there are nuggets of truth in there for us to bite it and believe it, but it's just, I'm like angry, you know? I'm just like, I want to know the truth. I want to know what's actually was going on. We had free energy all over the world, or at least in many big cities that are still in existence, even in the US, predating alleged, like, you know, what they consider like colonization, or even Native Americans being here and whatnot, and people that they even allege came from Africa. They're finding evidence, or, you know, people are finding evidence that those people actually were also native here, not from Africa. So it's like, it's so interesting. Like, how do you know what to believe? How do you know what to believe? And even if you have a deep connection to your ancestors, I was talking to my husband like on the way home tonight from the computer camp, even though like he didn't ask anything, like it was on my mind, so I just like blurted it out, and he's like, what? I don't even know what you're talking about. But it was basically how, because we all know about the incubator. Well, some of you may not have been at that live stream where we went into, not like deep dive into it, but we at least scratched a bit of the surface. We got our quarter out and scratched, you know, like we do the lottery tickets. But we talked about like all the incubator babies. Like, where the hell did all these babies come from? And better question, where the hell are all the mothers and, you know, also parents, you know, but specifically the mothers? What mother who has a premature baby, I don't care what year it is, if this is 18 whatever, 19 whatever, or right now, what mother that has a premature baby is going to allow that premature baby to be a sideshow act? What mother? And then the fact that all these incubator babies, there were two big things back in those days that just don't really exist to the capacity they do now. One of them is orphanages, and the other is sanitariums. Yes, there are still mental hospital, state hospital facilities, stuff like this, but not to the degree that there used to be, in the numbers, in the droves that there used to be. So my theory is the orphanages were from these incubator babies that, who even knows where they came from? Test tubes, actual people, we don't know for sure. And then the other theory is the people who weren't kind of getting with the program, so to speak, were basically, you know, there were lobotomies they were doing. There were all sorts of just shock therapies and craziness to these people that were probably fully regular, normal, total average Joes out there that couldn't maybe be brainwashed, or there had to have been some sort of mass manipulation or brainwashing, because how would the truth have not carried down the line? But there's way too much evidence of a different recent history than the one we've been sold. I don't know. I've just been thinking about that a lot, and just, I want to know the truth so bad. I want to know what's going on. For those of you that are interested in any of these topics, you can look up orphan trains, incubator babies, World's Fairs, Tartaria, mud floods. What's another thing? Star forts. Look up star forts. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot you can look up, and even if it does probably pose more questions than answer any questions you already have, I think it's good that we at least want to know. And I think that desire to know may somehow, some way lead to answers. Even if maybe it's not in this lifetime or whatever, I have to stand firm in the knowing that someday I'll know, even if it's way after this incarnation. Someday I'll know the truth. I just want to know the truth. At this point, I don't even care what the truth is. I just want to know what the truth is. Not the truth of these history books or what we've been told or what we've been sold. I want to know what actually happened. That's all I want to know. In all regards, I want to know what actually happened, not just what's written in history books. Because growing up, like, I loved learning about things and the history of places and people and objects and things. I used to watch a lot of Antiques Roadshow as a kid. I know that's kind of lame, but I loved that show, and just to hear the stories behind things. But, you know, even in like high school history, there was so much of it that I'm like, something just feels off about it, or like, I don't know, this doesn't really feel like the truth. And then of course you learn later on that, you know, the whole like Columbus Day and the stuff that we were learning as like, you know, the Pilgrims and Indians had a feast and they were all buddy, and like, no, they really weren't for the most part. I mean, yeah, there were pockets here and there that got along and stuff, but wow, so much is just so not right out there. So much. I want to know the truth so bad. All right, I rambled long enough that I think we have enough people in here. We can at least get some free one card pulls out to you guys, and of course our giveaway and our drawing as well. So we are just going to do straight up tarot tonight. We're going to pull one tarot card for everybody who's here that wants one. So put a 555. We got 5 people here. Put a 555 in the chat. This may be, I got this one funny little curl here that's just annoying me in the camera. I don't know. My ADHD has been off the chain today, so apologies. You guys get to witness the tail end of the day of that going on, but I'm still fine. I'm good. It's just my mind is like, I want to talk about all the things all at once, and I don't like know the chronological order of things to do them in. Linda, let's get you a card, my dear. Let's tune into Linda, her true spirit. What's in alignment with her true spirit? So the card fell to the floor. Doesn't mean it's not meant for you. It just means there's some slippery energy here. So something from the past might be slippery energy, meaning something that you are forgetting or something that is coming back to you. Something that you forgot about is now coming back to you. Like, it could be a memory, could be someone from your past is like moving back to town, or somehow, some way you're connecting with someone from the past. All right, oops, trying to end my live stream. Not yet. We don't need to end it that early. AJ, welcome. Let's get you a card. Oh, you're watering the garden. How fun. All right, AJ, let's get AJ's card in alignment with his true spirit. And we have here the 9 of Swords. So there might have been something recently or currently that's just kind of stressing you out or causing you some anxiety. This can also lead to insomnia, sleepless nights, nightmares, or having just really weird, crazy, creepy, vivid dreams. But this to me does feel like you're processing something. There's something you're processing, and especially if it is during your dream state, there's something you're processing that is going to happen during the dream state, so you don't have to actually sit down and take that mental capacity during the day. And that reminds me of a dream I had 2 nights ago. And it was on the verge of a lucid dream. And I've been able to lucid dream maybe a handful of times ever in my whole life. It's not something I purposely do, but I accidentally astral project all the time. And I don't mean to, and I don't actually want to be doing that, but I accidentally do it all the time. As far as the lucid dreaming, that's something that I've done only maybe 4 or 5 times ever. And I had a lucid dream the other night, but it was very slippery kind of energy where it was weird. It was so weird because usually when you work up to lucid dreaming, and I will get to the rest of the list, but I need to tell you guys. So here it is. usually you will have to, like, one of the examples is to look at your hands. And if you have extra fingers or missing fingers, well, in my case, I already kind of got that going on with the missing part of my finger. But, you know, your average Joe is not going to have missing or extra fingers when they look at their hands when they're awake, obviously. In a dream, you might look down at your hands and see something's amiss, and that will be like, ding, 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 your cue to be like, oh, man, okay, I'm having a dream, so let me control this dream, or let me shift or ask questions or see what's going on. And another thing people do is, and this is something you want to kind of trigger yourself to do during the day, like throughout the day, and it could be something you do every time you go pee, because that's something most people do multiple times a day. And to kind of habit stack with something you already do, I don't know, I'm the weirdo that I like to maximize the time that I have, and then other times I don't. But you know, like, you can, like, in the dream, you can plug your nose and try to breathe, because when you do, and you close your mouth and you plug your nose, you can't breathe when you're awake. But if you run that same test in the dream state and you can still breathe, chances are you're dreaming, and you'll be like, oh, this is letting me know I'm dreaming. Unless, I guess, maybe you're like me, I can always breathe underwater in my dreams. I don't know what it is. I've always been able to breathe underwater in my dreams. So much so that someone dared me to actually do that as a kid, because I said I could do that. And I inhaled a bunch of water into my nose, and I was just coughing, and it hurt. It stung so bad, and it hurt so bad. Can't do it in real life, but I sure can in the dream state, which is weird. But I rarely have flying dreams. Another weird fun fact. But anyway, getting to the point. See, there's my ADHD just going off on 40 rails. But back on track, in the dream, someone was, I don't even remember, like, the setup, where I was, what was going on, or who was even around. These weren't people I knew, I know that much. But I had asked somebody when the moon was going to stop controlling humanity. And the person laughed, and he was like he kind of reminded me of the Monopoly man. Like, he was kind of short and stout, and here is my handle, here is my spout. No, I'm just kidding. But he was short and stout, like shorter than me, much stouter than me. And he had a top hat on, and instead of a monocle, he had glasses. And he just laughed and laughed and laughed. He said, the moon hasn't had control for a long time. And then I woke, like, right after he said that, his laughing, he kept laughing and laughing. And it woke me up in the middle of the night. And I could hear laughter, like, as an extra sense, like in my room or something. And it woke me up. Like, the laughter woke me up because it was so loud and abrasive. I'm like, whoa. But I woke up and remembered what had just happened. And it was so trippy. The moon hasn't had control in a long time. And he's just like, ha, 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 ha. Creepy as hell. But, like, I asked a question and it was answered. And I'm hoping it was the right answer, because I'm like, wow, I think I'm in a dream. I'm going to ask this guy. Like, there wasn't, like, a whole lot of thought process, but, like, leading up to me asking that question and then me waking up directly after is so weird. Okay, sorry, that was a major side tangent that I don't even remember how I got on, but there it is. Okay, Marlene, let's get Marlene a card. I think the fact is we don't need donations, and I don't want to have to leave soon. I want to hang out. Let's vibe. Let's hang out. So I'm just stalling so we can hang out longer. All right, Marlene, here we go. In alignment with Marlene's true spirit. Ooh, I just got chills on my crown. So something's coming through for you. Wow. So it might be a decision, confusion. Anytime I pull this card or the Four of Pentacles, I always like to pull a clarifier. Mostly for the Four of Pentacles, just because it's such a dualistic kind of card. I like to get some context for what end of the spectrum we're on. For the Two of Swords, I like to see what's causing this confusion or delay or just unsureness or, you know, decision making. Okay, so something to do. There's a decision that you might be stressed out about that's causing you stress, but I'm hearing there's nothing to actually stress about. When you have more information, meaning taking off the blindfold or just doing some research or getting more knowledge or wisdom about whatever it is you're trying to make a decision on, will completely alleviate any stress or worry or anxiety. This could even have something to do, I'm just seeing like people driving in a car, could have something to do with driving in a car or going on a trip. I've been having multiple dreams about my car heating and smoking. Oh, interesting. And it's really interesting too, because a car or a house, those can be, you know, allusions to like the human body in a dream. So it can represent your human body in a dream as well. Very interesting. All right, so let's get Banana Anna S a card. Oh, my mother-in-law is texting that her boss loved the candles. She finally gave them to her for her birthday. All right, let's get into Banana Anna S. All right, we had 2 fall to the ground. So, ooh, I lied. We have three cards. So we have the Judgment card. We have the Knight of Pentacles, and then the Emperor, but it kind of came out when I picked him up. It was in reverse. So there's something that's making you feel maybe like you have a loss of power or something's draining your energy. But this to me does feel like a new path that's going to lead to some spiritual evolution. So there could be some, like DNA upgrades or DNA encoding, light codes coming in to help upgrade your DNA that might slow you down a bit, but not for long, because you'll be back on track soon. But there's like this new path unfolding for you, Banana Anna S, in the physical, but it's having to do with a spiritual level up. But it might just make you feel a little devoid of your own personal power just for a bit, more in the physical reality rather than the mental, emotional, or spiritual realms. If that makes sense. So if you are feeling a bit lethargic or run down or like had a big spiritual download and now you need time to like just completely process it, and this does feel like about a week out from now. So between now and a week from now, but probably about next Friday, there's some big like downloads or epiphanies coming in for you. All right. So let me see. Next on the list, we have John. Let's get John a card. John, what does John need to know in alignment with his true spirit? Ooh, well, we have the Emperor. Okay, that is freaking weird. Normally I stagger the cards, but for some reason I must not have done it that time. All 3 of them jump back out, and you guys saw me shuffle. It's not like they were just hanging out there. What? The same exact 3 cards, which again, I think I'll have to play it back to see this later. I think I might have just done this and then started shuffling, but even still, the fact that all 3 of the same cards we just pulled for her come out for you, John, like that's so interesting to me. But this time the Emperor's upright. So there is this like gain. So it's a very similar message to what we just got for Banana Anna S for you, John, only without just this having to like take time in process. And the Emperor is that more masculine energy. So there might be this rejuvenation to your energy where maybe things just felt stagnant or like you're almost dragging your feet through the mud. That's going to start really opening up to where you're feeling like you can really have some forward momentum. Yes, it's still kind of slow and steady wins the race with this Knight of Pentacles here, but there's a spiritual up-leveling that you're definitely seeing major results in the physical world, which is really cool. All right, now I'm going to stagger those bad boys back in. And if all 3 of those cards come out again, I'm going to scream. I'm pretty sure for some reason I didn't stagger them. I almost always, but not always, stagger them back in when I'm doing readings. Okay. So, Michelle. Welcome, Amber A. Welcome, Piggly. No, you're not super late because we started about 6:25 tonight, Mountain Time, my time, because we had some things going on out at Boston's computer camp, and we got home and had to make dinner and get things situated, and yeah, so I'm like 25 minutes later than I normally would start. Well, I mean, I normally start on Fridays at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, but you know what I'm saying. It's either 11 or 6 is kind of my normal start time, so a little late, but yes, you're not late. You're not late. All right, Michelle, let's give Michelle a card in alignment with her true spirit, and we have here, ooh, the High Priestess. I'm really seeing though with this card, the veil of illusion is lifting, and she's got like 2 like completely like blind eyes here. But look at the kind of moon symbolism up here on her, or like phase symbolism up here on her head. This to me is almost like acting as like the 3rd eye beacon. Like there's a lot of spiritual downloads coming in for you very soon. And things that you maybe once didn't quite know the truth of, Michelle, you're learning the truth about a person, a situation. Life itself almost just feels like you are like a human lie detector, and you're going to be able to see through people's BS excuses or you hear something and you're like, that doesn't sound right to me, you're going to be able to see to the truth of a situation. All right. Amber A, let's get you a card. Amber A, in alignment with your true spirit. And we have here the Two of Wands. Wow. So you're making some plans. It may not be yet quite time to take action on those plans, but there is a lot of maybe making pros and cons lists, getting kind of an action plan together for something you're really excited about or very soon will be excited about, Amber. Even if you don't know exactly what this is, this does to me feel very, it's not so much work related, but something that you're going to put work into. So this could be like decluttering around your home or tackling some sort of project of some kind, like home improvement project, or something though that you have a vested interest in. It's not like you're dragging your feet and just like rolling your eyes like, I don't want to be here. It feels like, yeah, it's a lot of hard work and like, I don't want to put in the work, but like at the same time, I want the work to be done so I can enjoy the fruits of the labor is really what I see with this. But again, it may not quite be time to go time on this, but very soon. All right. Pika Lee, let's get you a card, my dear. All right. Anyone just joining us, put a 555 in the chat and we will get you a card. All right. Pika Lee, Pika Lee. And we have here in alignment with your true spirit, 9 of Cups. There's some wish fulfillment coming in. Recognition. I'm actually hearing, I know it's more 9 of Pentacles where, your hard work is paying off. But this to me feels almost like a combination platter of you're finally being recognized and rewarded for work you've done. This could be like a physical praise. This could be like, hey, here's a gift card as a thank you for all that you've done for us. Or maybe even like a raise or a promotion. I mean, it can come in a lot of different forms. Or maybe there's multiple even forms of this praise, this recognition, this just feeling like you're kind of on top of the world for a moment, which is good. I think everybody would love to have that card right now. All right, Jessica Lynn, let's get you a card. All right, Jessica Lynn. What does Jessica Lynn need to know? We have here the Page of Cups. Wow, so there might be some really unexpected news, surprises coming in. This is such a creative energy card. Maybe even wanting to learn a new hobby, a new skill. Or if you've been kind of thinking about that lately, this would be just your confirmation or your like validation, like, yes, keep going in that direction. Or if you haven't started yet, get started very soon on a new creative passion or creative endeavor. Very fun. You're so welcome, everybody. You're so welcome. I'm good. How are you, Amber? I'm so good. All right. So let's see Julie's video. You're so welcome. You're so welcome, Amber. All right, Julie's video. In alignment with Julie's videos, true spirit, what does she need to know? Ooh, we almost lost the plot here, but we have it right here. 10 of Swords, and it wanted to come out with the Hanged Man. So if there's anything you're going through that just feels like, I'm out, I'm done, this sucks, I just want to be finished with whatever this, it's very like friction causing kind of energy. Although that all being said, a lot of this, with the swords, this is the mental realm. So that you could just be like mentally exhausted and feel like you're maybe just kind of spinning your wheels or stuck in one place. And this could even have to do with just feeling very overstimulated in your daily like work life or even at home. Like, there's music going, there's a TV show going, the dog's barking, like it feels kind of chaotic kind of energy and you almost just feel like stuck. But there's an almost peace that's coming with this card. So this is kind of just asking you to kind of do away with the mental chatter, the mental noise, or even the physical noise that's just bombarding your, your senses to make you feel overstimulated. And just kind of turning that music off, turning the TV show off, petting the dog to calm it down. These are just examples. And just being, not feeling like you have to listen to something or, take in content in some way, but just turning everything off and listening to your inner voice and just feeling this sense of peace and calm. And a lot of ways, because a lot of people do have trouble just turning everything off and just being in their own energy. A lot of people have trouble with that. So if that's hard for you, it might be easier to just turn everything off, but go on a walk. Yes, you're still going to get the stimulation of that person walking their dog or these kids at the park playing on the playground or, there's still stimulation and stuff going on, but it's not as like taxing to the nerves a lot of times as like electronics going off or, just being on a thought spiral in your own head. So getting out in nature can really have a positive effect for you, Julie's video. All right. So let's see. Are we all caught up? Oh, you needed that message. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you got that. All right. Anyone else? Last call. Put a 555 in the chat and I'll pull you a card. It looks like we did have a donation come in, so I'm going to check that right quick. And it's from AJ. So AJ, go ahead and post your question. We're going to get right into it after. Alice, welcome. Let's get you a card, my dear. I'm going to get Alice's card, and then we're going to get into AJ's question. All right, Alice. What does Alice need to know in alignment with her true spirit? And we have the Page of Wands. I love to see this one come out. This is just feeling very motivated, very inspired, ready to start something. And this isn't just starting just any old thing. This is starting something you're very excited to get. Like you just like jump out of bed first thing in the morning because you're so excited to get to work on this thing. If there's nothing like that in your awareness right now, Alice, get ready. It's coming. You're going to be very inspired to make a change, make a shift, but it feels very creative. It doesn't necessarily have to be painting, drawing, interior design, photography. It doesn't have to be like creativity in that regard. It's just like finding creative ways to move through a tough situation, or, it could be a creative project as well. There's a lot of possibilities here, but I just see you bursting out of bed first thing in the morning. Your feet barely touch the ground before you're like off to the races to like be excited to do this thing, whatever this is. If nothing's, pinging for you yet, just wait. 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks, there's some new ideas coming in to inspire you to make changes that are going to positively affect your life. And they feel very creative. Either could be technically real creative, but they also feel like creative solutions or ideas to make something work better in your life. Cool. All right, so that was for Alice. So let's get into AJ's prediction for the month of July. You're so welcome, Alice. Absolutely. Always a pleasure. All right, month of July for AJ. A full read for AJ. What does AJ need to know for the month of July? Tuning into AJ's true spirit. And we have here, the Sun card. This to me is just, obviously it is summer. It's July when you're inquiring about. It does feel more on the warm side. You're maybe getting out and about in nature to connect with the sun. But this also just does feel like allowing joy to come into your life. And it's not you sitting around twiddling your thumbs waiting for joy to find you. This is you finding joy in the little things in life. This could be, I just see like simple example as you're like washing dishes or something and a bug flies into the dishwater, and instead of just watching that bug just swim for its little life, you're like gonna scoop it up and help it, and then watching it dry off and fly away. Like there's such a joy in that. I don't know. Maybe other people would disagree, be like, no, I'm gonna kill that thing. Like, to each their own. But like, I don't know. My more example would be in the bath. Like these little like fly, like kind of almost gnat, but they're bigger than a gnat. Will like sometimes like get in my bath water, and I'm like, I feel so bad for you. Let me help you out, bro. Like. So it's something as simple as maybe even you holding the door open for someone and helping them out. And it gives you just this rush of joy and happiness to know that you made a difference, even if it's just a small difference or a very big difference. If you literally saved a bug's life or a person's life, like that's making a huge difference literally in their life. But it could be as simple as, just being very generous and cordial to your friends and the people around you. But also people are also acting this way toward you. They are just being more friendly. Maybe you're getting smiles from random people when normally everybody's just got their headphones in and their heads down when you're out shopping, and, someone strikes up a conversation and it's not just this surface level thing. It feels like a true connection with somebody. That's what I feel. A true connection with somebody. Let's see what else AJ needs to know for July. Ooh, the Star. Wow. So there's recognition, reward, healing, just really having a dream come true. This is something, and I always get like Aquarius energy with this too. This does feel to me like being able to make a change, and not just a little change, but finding a completely out of the box way to shift your life in a better direction. So it's not like you're playing by the regular rule book. To make this problem in my life change, I need to do X, Y, and Z. No, it's like you're being inspired, maybe even while sitting out in the sun. We do have the kind of darkness of this, maybe you're spending all day outside for something, and you're actually seeing the stars come out as well. The sun and the star. Like, probably, though, I would say, AJ, the two best cards in the whole deck to get. And these aren't just, I mean, a Ten of Pentacles is great and amazing. A Ten of Cups is amazing as well. Lots of other really great cards. But these are both major arcanas. And they don't just fly out of the deck usually willy-nilly. This is usually when, especially multiples of these major arcanas coming out, it means there's a big shift, a big change toward whatever the major arcanas are talking about. And at the root cause of both of these cards, it's about joy, it's about happiness, it's about feeling free and abundant and happy, which is great. That's a great feeling to have. So there's something and maybe possibly someone coming into your life, or that's already in your life, but you're just able to connect with them a lot during the month of July, that you're just feeling this sense of accomplishment and almost peace and joy. All right, what else does AJ need to know about the month of July? Wow, the Page of Wands. Yeah, this is a very inspired month for you. And we are coming into Leo season in July as well, per Western astrology. And I think it's more toward August in Vedic astrology. But yes, so especially once Leo season part of July kicks off, which could be around the 14th, 15th through the 20th, somewhere in there, I think Western astrology rolls into Leo season. So there's something very important, very special, I just heard practical, which I normally wouldn't say that's special, but something very practical coming in for you about ways that you can feel inspired to start new projects, start new things, start a new lifestyle that's going to feel like healing for you, or something is coming into your life, or you're bringing something into your life that is going to be very healing and cleansing for you. Could be spiritual healing, could be physical healing, could be mental healing, all the things. Let's see what else is going on for AJ in July. Anything else for AJ in July? And we had a one card come in, I just saw. We have the Devil. Okay, so I knew the other shoe had to drop, but not really. This is another major arcana. But the beautiful thing about the Devil card, it's a card of pure creativity. So if you feel like, oh, the Devil card is like the worst card, it's actually really not. Because a lot of times the Devil is ruling more those mental realms or the unseen realms within our energy field to tempt us from doing the things we know we need to do or should do or would benefit from. Oh, you want to do a water fast, or not water fast, but I just added that in. But you got the water pouring out here. Maybe a water fast in and of itself would be really great. And cleansing your body. But then you have that Devil energy of, especially maybe when you're kind of rolling into this fast and you're really starting to feel hungry or what have you, because that happens on a fast. And then this, that mental energy of, oh, I need to eat. I really do need to eat. I can't make it. I can't. And basically trying to talk yourself out of doing the thing that your body needs and wants from you. And the body, is so innately intelligent. Yes, the hunger pangs will come, but they will also go. When you're on a water fast for a few days plus, they'll eventually subside. Like I'm hearing after day 3 or around day 3 is kind of that sweet spot. I personally never made it that long. I've tried. I made it just on a pure water fast, 49 hours. And then on a kind of just juice, like 6 small glasses of juice per day fast, I did make it 3 full days on that. But technically that's not just a water fast. But yeah, by day 3, the mental clarity that comes in, you just have to experience to know. It's not something that you could try to describe to somebody. Oh, you did start fasting today, John. That's so cool. Yeah, I mean, it just might be that a lot of us are kind of getting the memo. I got that memo back in May, like early May. I don't want to feel not good in my body anymore. And it's not that I thought, oh, you're too fat or anything. Like it just, just the level of just bloating and yeah, maybe about 15 extra pounds, which, you know, for most people is no big deal. But when I don't feel good in my own body, that's when I know I need to make a change. And it's not about looking good for other people. It's about feeling good for me and being able to fit in the clothes that I love wearing, specific pairs of pants and jeans specifically that I love to wear that I can't fit in anymore. That I'm like, gotta make some changes. And then I started making those changes, and not just to look good. That could be like a side effect of it, but I wanted to feel better. And I have been feeling a lot better since I started in early May, and I've lost 11 pounds, which I know doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm proud of that because I worked hard to get here. So yeah, maybe there is this kind of cleansing, clearing of the deck of just being able to feel really good in your body. And for you, it may just not be the way with, you know, I have to weigh this exact number on a scale. To me, it's not even about that. I could not care less what the number on the scale says if I feel I look good for myself and feel good and can move well in the body that I'm currently inhabiting. And if that doesn't add up, then I know I need to make some shifts and changes. And it had been about, well, it was the end of 2022 that I had started making sure I was going to try to work up to 10,000 steps a day. And I did that, and I lost about 7 to 8 pounds around about on that. And I was eating pretty good and stuff. But then I went off that and gained all that back plus another extra couple. Probably gained about 10 pounds from that. Yeah, but I definitely want to lose maybe about 4 more. Not numbers on a scale, but to be at the exact size of these pants. My favorite pair of jeans, they're still a little snug in the waist and hips, and I don't like that. I want to be able to fit these jeans. So if that's 4 pounds, if that's 6 pounds, I don't know, but I want to fit them because they're very old. I got them in the mid 2000s, and you just can't find them anymore. Or else I just buy the size up and just be happy about it. But like, yeah. Oh, you're the same way with your weight. Yeah. All right. What else for AJ before we close out for July prediction for AJ? Empowerment. Yes. And that's about the 9 there. Closing out the cycle. You're wanting to cleanse. You're not wanting to feel, whatever it is that you're feeling like you need this cleanse for. You don't want to feel those feelings or those ways anymore. But this is about you empowering yourself, and especially just having these ideas that I want to make a change. You're inspired, and now, very soon, if not already, you'll be motivated to actually get started. And usually it's just the getting started and kind of that first little leg of the journey that's the hardest anyway. And once you can get over that and start to see maybe a little bit of result here, a little bit of result there, it almost feeds that empowerment to keep going, keep going. So yeah, I think July is going to be a month of, starting and doing the hard thing and not succumbing to that temptation. And here's the thing, even if you did succumb to a temptation, it doesn't mean you have to throw the whole thing away and start completely over. No, you've made it as far as you made it. You had one slip up, or, say you did, one temptation. Well, just put that, okay, I messed up, but I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I'm human. I'm now just going to keep going. Because that's where I used to trip up, is like, I wasn't perfect. So I guess I just got to scrap and beg the whole thing. And I've stopped doing that in a lot of ways. I still catch myself trying to do that. And I'm like, no, we made it this far. We had one slip up. We just got to keep going. And by we, I mean myself, but you know what I mean. I hope that helped you, AJ. We're rooting for you. So if you need any kind of motivation or cheerleaders, just come let us know that you need that little boost of cheerleading. I don't know the right words. Yeah. Motivation, inspiration. You can do it. Attaboy. All the fun things. You're so welcome, AJ. Thanks again for your donation. All right. Let's see. Our other donation came in. A 1-card pull, or, shorter reading. A general for Marlene. Anything Marlene needs to know right now in alignment with her true spirit. What does Marlene need to know right now? And I actually do also want to pull one of these cards as well. What does Marlene need to know right now? All right, Six of Swords. So there could be a bit of travel. I think we kind of talked about that in your other kind of one card pull earlier today. But this is more short travel or kind of day trip vibes or just kind of across town. There is this element of healing as well. I also call this my internet card. So there might be new places you're going online to find information about healing or information that will act very healing to you. This does feel to me like being able to finally move through something that you've been just ready to do. You've been ready to be done with certain things and move to another kind of vibe or energy. Yeah, could be family. Totally. All right. Anything else Marlene needs to know right now? Yeah, definitely family. We've got the childhood or the family life card. There it is. Probably taking your family to see your family as well. There are maybe some other timelines opening up that can be something that's not even on your radar right now that you're going to be doing. And I see by the end of July for this timeline. But this also can be a card about confusion or just feeling confused as to, well, where do I go? What should we do? And if you are confused, like maybe we should take a family trip. And if we do, like what else should we do? Well, let's see. Let's see if we can get an idea from Marlene. Is there anything idea-wise, if she is confused about that, what to do? Eight of Wands. It's like, don't overthink it. And, you know, it doesn't have to be like a week-long ordeal. It can be a one night or just during the day and you return home before night. You don't even have to check into a hotel. Kind of day trip vibes. Very quick, short, but it's interesting because this is also a card of travel. So Eight of Wands, Three of Wands is another travel card. The World, obviously travel card. The Chariot, Six of Swords, all travel cards. But yeah, let's see. Let's get one of these cards. Anything else from Marlene that we've already uncovered or just anything in addition to? For Marlene, be your best self always. And of course, I think we've tuned into this before for you specifically, but I know at least others here on the live stream as well. Your best you from day to day will vary. Because when you're not feeling well and you have a migraine and you're stuck in bed all day, your best that day might be just getting up to go pee. And that's okay. But when you're really feeling it and you're accomplishing all sorts of things, your best that day is going to be off the charts. But we can't always operate off the charts every single day. And then if we slip just slightly below that off the charts, beat ourselves up. It's about showing up as your best self. Whatever that best is for you in that moment, that's all that a person can ask about anyone. And we have the number 24, which is about finding balance. So part of you being your best self is also having time for self-care and connection to water. I mean, we are using Nature's Whispers, I think is this deck. But we have a seahorse and like a mermaid kind of going on here. So connection to the water. And if you can travel somewhere where you're actively in the water, even better. That's going to really benefit you on a very therapeutic level, you know, with that healing here, but also on a spiritual level. You're going to really benefit from connection, especially to natural water sources, if you can manage that. All right. So I hope that resonated for you. Balance is constant for me. Self-care. Right. Yeah. I think there's so many humans that just completely struggle with balance because there's a society that we're part of that we feel we have to participate in, or maybe we literally have to participate so we can put food on the table, right? But then there's this more innate, intuitive, spiritual part of us that knows that grinding and hustling all the time is not it for us. So we're constantly on this like teeter-totter of balance of what we need to do, what we should do, what we want to do, what other people want us to do. It's a whole thing. Yeah. Anyway, for some reason, Marlene, I'm pulled to this night school deck. Let's just pull you a card from this before we close out your reading. And this is kind of a learning deck or just kind of turns you on to certain information, maybe. Practice reading symbols. Oh, that's so funny because I was actually thinking of this very specific card. I was going to say last Wednesday, or sorry, it was last Wednesday, or no, it was last Friday. I think it was last Friday. Pam was here, and we got this card for one of her past lives with Scotland. She was in Scotland, and the owl symbolism. And I was thinking of this card specifically, and out of all these cards, this one comes out again. So I will read it for you so you have it. Practice reading symbols. Interpret the symbolism of an owl, beginning with history and mythology, then looking at modern scientific and or engineering information. Take a gander at known symbolism. End with your personal reflection. So this is like a bit of homework, or night school as it's called here in the deck, to just look up the symbolism of the owl. If you want to take a screenshot of that, feel free. Looking up the symbolism of the owl just to see if there's any wisdom, which, you know, owls do represent knowledge and wisdom, just to see if there's anything that pops up for you. And maybe you'll just start seeing owls everywhere. I mean, if you come into my house, there are owls. Oops, as I knock everything over. Normally there's owls up there, but I think I moved them. There's usually at least 3, 4, 5, 10 owls on this shelf behind me here at any given time. Yeah, I used to have more owls than I do. Over the years I've kind of pared down a little bit because I wasn't like owl obsessed, but like certain people in my life knew I liked owls, so they'd just give me owl everything, which I think is sweet. But over the years I've kind of slimmed down my collection of owls, but I still do like an owl from time to time, you know? Yeah, do your homework and see what comes up. So fun. All right, so I want to just double check that we have reached the end of our donation list. Yes, we have. So let's do our giveaway. I don't have any personal beliefs around owls. Okay, so then this might just be like a clean slate. Just learn what you need to know and see if any of it resonates. You never know. You might learn something, or just something might start. You just never know. All right, so those of you watching right now, to prepare yourselves for this giveaway, all you have to do is start dropping the name of different tarot cards in the chat. Just start guessing or using your intuition, or however it is you determine what card I'm going to pull out of this deck. Ooh, now my right ear's ringing. So here we go. And it got really dark in here. I think the sun went down out there. It's making its way kind of away so that I can actually. Sorry. Make sure we got it. Okay. That's better, maybe. A little more. Sorry, the thing is kind of broken, so it doesn't work very well. I'll even turn off my ring light now. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Still haven't drawn it, but we're going to do it right now. Here we go. Ooh. I see a lot in this suit coming up, so let's see if someone got it already. All right. No, not seeing it yet, but a lot of people there's a lot of guesses in this suit. So it's either cups or wands. Let's just put it that way. Cups or wands. It's a cup or a wand that no one's guessed yet. Wish I had Jeopardy music or something. Yeah, dropping decks. Marlene, ding, 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 ding. You have a winner. We have a winner. Marlene is the 2 of Cups. Congratulations, Marlene. So go ahead and think of a question. Of course, the 2 of Cups has something to do with the question you're going to ask, so we will leave that there. But everybody who's here, including Marlene, put a 777 in the chat. We have 7 people here, so let's do a 777. And I will write your name on this piece of paper here that I'm cutting out. And that will let me know you want to be entered into the drawing tonight and maybe another night if we don't draw you out of there tonight. We've been doing this a while. I kind of want to go back and try to figure out when we started doing this drawing. But we got a lot of names adding up, and I still need to think on a new kind of container for our names as well. I need to get that figured out soon because we're loading up on names. All right. Cut some strips. Ooh, that one got a little big. Oh, well. Oh, well. Okay. So everybody that wants their name in the hat, 777. In the chat. Hey, that rhymed. Okay. So we have Linda H. Wow, that was the worst handwriting job I've done in a while. I'm trying to write it on top of the stack, on top of my phone, which is not level because it's got this kind of holder thing on the back, and it was just wobbling all over the place. So my apologies on the handwriting there. Let's get Pika Lee in the hat. Okay, I gotta fix. This is the cutting job I did. Not even close to straight, but here we go. We'll fix it. That's better. All right, Pika Lee. Okay. And Banana Anna S. Sean. All right. Anyone else? Put a 777 in the chat. I'm gonna write my scrap papers. 777 in the chat. AJ, let's get you in there. Evans 33. Okay. I think we've got everybody, or at least everybody who's put in. Oh, let's get John. I did get John. Okay, we got John. All right. Let's open her up. Look at all those names. Ah! Brandy Lynn, Brianna, and Amber A just fell out, but we weren't official yet. We weren't ready yet. So let's get AJ entered. Let's get John entered. Sorry about the lighting again. The sun decided to come back out. Well, it wasn't quite gone. It just kind of went behind some clouds. We got Banana Anna S. We got Linda H. We've got Pika Lee. All right. And Marlene. Let's get Marlene in there as well. Right, Marlene on here. It'd be cool to have a double winner. Marlene win the giveaway and the drawing. We had that happen the other day. Last week, was it? I think. Brandy Lynn was the double winner. All right, here we go. Entered. Let's really stir them up. Stir them up. Stir them up. Okay, we got it. We got it. We got it. It's right here. Let me zip this up before it all goes flying. That fan is out of control. Okay, here we go. It is Amber 9 in. Okay, you still can't see that. Let me prove it to you. Who won? Who won? There it is. Amber 9 in has won tonight's drawing. Yes. Okay. So Marlene, there's a lot of spiritual activity at my mom's house. I recently learned that things are being moved. What do you see might be happening? Okay. So usually when spirits are moving things or, you know, there's a lot of paranormal activity, it's definitely time to do a cleanse. And we can sit there and sage all day long and really smoke the place out, and it might help. Obviously, it will help. My go-to when I have all sorts of spirits conglomerated in my little like stairs area, they kind of get trapped and kind of just churn and hang out there. A lot of earthbound spirits tend to do that. And when I have 1, 2, 3, sometimes more, I'm like, I feel them, I sense them. They're not necessarily trying to communicate with me, but I'm just like, I can't. You can't be here. That's when I know I need to use some frankincense resin. And I got mine on Amazon. You can just go find the, you know, whatever ounce pouch of frankincense resin. But you're also going to need to buy the charcoal discs and have a fire-safe bowl or vessel. I use this like clamshell on a like wooden base that I then hold around. And what you do is you have these little pincher tongs with your and for all told, for the amber and the charcoal discs, I think you're looking at about $20. And you have enough that will last you years, most likely. Yeah, I don't feel that it's good. I don't feel that, even if it is just a little boy, there's like trickster energy I'm sensing. But yes, you light, with the tongs, you light the disc, and it'll burn. It is hot. It's a hot coal, basically. Because you can't just put a fire to the resin. The resin won't continue to burn on its own. It needs to sit on something super hot, like the charcoal disc, which will have to be in the fire-safe bowl, and be careful holding the bowl. But you're going to want to take a feather or a fan or something that you can. I always do it toward me and then away, like this, holding my, resin. So you light your disc first, you put it in the, with the tongs, you're holding it with the tongs. You don't want to hold that with your hand. That will burn you instantly. It's very hot. Put it right in your fire safe bowl, and then put a drop of resin. You might need to have another drop kind of with you as you travel, because if you just use a teeny tiny piece, it'll burn out before you're done smoking the place out. And I will also say this, those of you that, don't really like all the smoke from sage, having the smoke come from the resin is such a different experience. The smoke is more white and I don't know, it's almost like otherworldly, but it also smells so good. Like, it smells so good. And I personally don't mind the smell of burning sage, but there are people that are like, it smells like marijuana, or it smells like this, or it smells like that. I don't like it. It's just heavy and it sticks to my clothes and my stuff. The resin won't do that. The frankincense resin won't, 3 days later, you're still smelling it in the place. It won't do that. And to me, it is much more powerful. It's funny because when I feel there's a lot going on in the house and then I do the resin, I can almost just feel and sense the spirits like running. They don't want any part of it because it literally makes them run for the hills. And if you're someone who's going to be doing this on a normal basis, they're just not going to want to return because it's too much for them. They just can't exist there. So I would 100%, tell you that this is the best thing you can do, is use frankincense resin to cleanse. And of course you can set your intentions, you can say prayers, you can, make it your own as far as how you cleanse the space. But physically, all you need to do is move from room to room. And I would even go into closets and showers, because they're kind of rooms within rooms, Yeah, absolutely recommend it to her. And of course, if you end up visiting her and you can physically get involved and do it, then of course that'd be awesome too. It's super easy to do. And even if you're like, did I do it right? You did it right. If that smoke is rising up from your resin and it's reaching every nook and cranny that you can get it in, your work is done. And most likely that should take care of anything, and it most likely won't return. But if you're sensing that after, a few days, a few weeks, stuff's going on again, just do it again. And if you do it on a regular basis, this stuff just won't return because it knows you're onto it. You know what I mean? And I would also just say, don't try to communicate with it or ask it who it is or any of that. It's just best to just take care of business. And because I have gotten in all sorts of just roundabout cul-de-sac situations with spirits where they're basically like, it's just too much, and then they just want to stick around, and we don't want that. And I would say all told is about $20 to get all this stuff on Amazon within a few days, and you're off to the races. But I do feel that there is one person involved that's, for lack of a better word, haunting the place, that was killed by their significant other. It feels like a female energy killed by a husband. But the Three of Wands, you literally lighting the resin up and taking action is going to get you the result you're looking for to calm this activity down. And even if it's deemed kind of, harmless activity, just having earthbound entities in your home, they are, because they have no other way to survive but through human emotion and usually negative energies and emotions, they will act as energy vampires on you and your family or whoever's living in the home, the pets, the people. So even if you yourself are feeling lethargic and you're unsure why, there's most likely some sort of energy around you siphoning your energy so it can continue to do what it does. Even if they don't mean to, even if they are a more benevolent spirit, we all got to eat, right? And but I think that's definitely going to take care of the situation if she can do that, or you can walk her through that, or I'm sure there's probably even tutorials on what to do online. But let's just see anything else Marlene needs to know about this situation besides what we've already covered. High Priestess, yeah, just using your own intuition to tune in and be able to dispel that energy because it doesn't need to be there. And in fact, it might just be wanting to be dispelled. So yeah, trust your intuition. And yeah, there's more here than we probably have time to even try to tune in and find out what all's going on there. But just trying to cleanse and clear it out without trying to attach any stories to it or find out what's going on and do all the investigation, which, you know, that can be the fun part, right? But at the same time, it's really completely unnecessary. And in fact, most likely better to just get it dealt with and not have to ruminate on who it was, why they were there, how long they were there. That's all fun and interesting to know, but it's just better to get it dealt with, you know? All right, so I hope that resonated for you. And I'm going to go ahead and write down Amber's timestamp. So we're at 1:05:11 for Amber. 1:05:11. Oh man, I'm blown out. Amber, 9 in. Okay, you won our drawing today. We pulled your name out of the pouch. There it is. It's from a while back. So yes, Amber, let's see what Amber needs to know. You're so welcome, Marlene. Absolutely. All right. For Amber, what does Amber need to know right now or whenever it is she's watching this? What does Amber need to know? And we have here infinite. Wow. I just heard timeline. So there's some timeline you're shifting to where you're actually seeing more layers to your life. Let's get some more information on that. What does that mean for Amber? Diving into deeper layers. I'm really interesting because I'm shuffling it upright, but this came out in reverse with a line. So there's something out of alignment currently that you're putting back into alignment that's going to put you on new timelines, or things are going to start making sense. There might be some epiphanies or downloads that are coming in as a result of you just setting that intention to align your energy to your highest timeline. Or better yet, just say, I operate out of time. That's something I've been trying to tell myself just to see if I can step out of time in some way. Oh, your mom says she has learned to deal with it and she doesn't want anyone to know, but for some reason she told me, aw. I would say take that as a vote of confidence that she reached out to you. That's, yeah. All right. Anything else? Anything else for Amber? Anything else Amber needs to know about shifting these timelines, these epiphanies? 5 of Cups. Yeah, it's about shifting focus from how difficult things are, how hard things are. Again, not to spiritually bypass what you're actually dealing with, but to say, okay, yes, this thing that I don't want to be dealing with or that's really difficult right now is going on, but yet I have a way out by shifting my focus to maybe even determine, like, what is my outcome, or how can I make it through to the other side of this issue I'm having, or if just life feels very just kind of off right now, and with that line being kind of upside down or in reverse right now, there's an infinite amount of time, and I know, again, time in this realm is something extra special, and I don't mean that in a good way, that we almost feel a lot of times like there's too much time on our hands. Most likely, usually not me. I never feel like that. For the most part, I always feel like time is just slipping through my fingers, or the last, 4 years have gone by in a blink of an eye, and, I need to stop time. Let's see, Pet Cheetah, the song, yeah, that's the name of the song by 21 Pilots. Pet Cheetah talks about, I move slow, I want to stop time. It's a lyric. I want to look up the exact lyrics and read it to you, because for some reason that's coming to my awareness, and when it does, I want to get the message to you. So Pet Cheetah lyrics. And it's basically it's a song about wishing you could harness your creativity. So let's see. Okay, let's see. No, I move slow. I want to stop time. I'll sit here till I find the problem. No, I move slow. I want to stop time. I'll sit here till I find the problem. I feel the pressure start to possess my mind, so I'll take this beat. I should delete to exercise. And then he's just like, pet cheetah, pet cheetah, pet cheetah, pet cheetah. Pet cheetah, cheetah, pet cheetah. over and over. I know that sounds super weird, but my house is the one where the vultures are perched on the roof. Get behind me. I bet this nepotistic mindset will help us get ours as we're growing. This clique means so much to this dude. It could make him afraid of his music and be scared to death he could lose it. The clique is what they call their like fan base. But yeah, it has to do about feeling like your creativity is slipping through your fingers. You don't have time to be creative, slipping through your fingers. Like all of this is kind of connected. So if life is really busy or there's a lot going on or you're just feeling stuck, there might even be this fear that like my creativity is leaving me, or just in examining these feelings. But things are shifting to where you are going to feel more alignment for sure, Amber. All right. Okay. Well, we have reached the end of the road for tonight's live stream, so I will be back here at the regular schedule for Wednesday, Woo Woo Wednesday, next week at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And most likely, we don't have any camps. We don't have any camps next week, so we just get to hang out and clean and declutter, and of course, do some fun things at home. Maybe we're going to do some sprinkler underneath the trampoline. Kids love doing that. It's been warm enough this week that we can do that, and hopefully next week. So, yes, I will be here, and most likely we'll be able to do the Friday live stream at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, which is a kind of our normal Friday time slot. And then the week after that, I'm not sure. I will check in with you the week after next about Friday's schedule. But 6 p.m. Mountain Time is going to be the exclusive time slot for Wednesdays. Friday may be jumping to 6 p.m. if there's a lot going on during the day that I have to be here, there, or everywhere for. So we will keep Friday kind of on a sliding scale, either 11 a.m. or 6 p.m., depending where we need to put it. But either way, I will be here next Friday, most likely. And then the third weekend of July, I'm actually going to go visit my mom. So there will be no Friday live stream that week for sure. But between now and that time, we should have every Friday and Wednesday live stream per normal. Just timing might be different on Fridays, depending, unless I have a migraine or something and then I have to cancel. But it's been a while since I've had to do that, so we should be okay. So hopefully I will see you guys next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see each and every one of you right back here, Harmony Portal Tarot Live. Much love, and hope to see you next time. All right, you guys. Bye.